Some reptiles are really smart, and some of them aren't. No offense, Floyd. So today, let's go over my smartest and my dumbest reptiles. My name's Adam, this is Floyd, you're watching Wickens Wicked Reptiles. Stick around. Since when do you come out of your shell when there's people around? Normally, Floyd is... I'm actually going to have to change the category. What we're going to do today is we're going to go over smart reptiles and dumb reptiles, and I'll categorize a bunch of them that you've asked about. And by the way, when I say dumb, I don't mean they're stupid and I don't like them. I just mean that if we're benchmarking intelligence, some of them are like, let's use a layman term, kind of dumb, but cute. All of them are cute. I love all these animals, and I'm not trying to be rude. Sorry, Floyd. And if we're talking about dumb reptiles, I think Floyd fits in this category. He is super cute. He's actually become much more tolerant of not handling, but being around people as of late, where when I first got him, he was, well, he was recluse. Let's call it that. Anytime you walked in, you're like, don't walk off the ledge, please. Yeah, okay. Very long legs. Very impressive. I'll be honest, I'm shocked that he's acting like this because he's just out of quarantine today, actually. I've had him for 3 months now. And normally when you walk by the cage, he kind of like turtles up. He's like way too turtly for the turtle club. You know what I mean? He eats his food only when you're not watching, or he thinks you're not watching. As soon as you walk into the room, he kind of just shells up. He doesn't seem the smartest in my opinion, just simply because I feed him. I clean his tank. I'm the one, like it just, he never gets used to people, although he is 14 years old and has been with people a good home his entire life. It just seems like he's never going to learn that all I want to do is love him. All right, one last shell boy before we move on to the less shelly boys. I don't know. This right here is a redfoot tortoise. Oh, that was a three-toed box turtle, by the way. I don't even know if I said that. This is a redfoot tortoise. Actually, it's a cherry-head tortoise, same sort of thing. These guys have that kind of cool Darth Maul type mask to them. My favorite species of tortoise, I have two of them. This is WARTORTLE, the other one is Blastoise, and this one is my favorite one to take outside because she's slow. I think a benchmark for if an animal is smart or not is if they will walk off this table. My hands are right here because the table edge is just out of frame, and this animal is going to walk off of it. Now, we're only 2 animals in, but I'm sure you realize there's no scientific basis for what I call smart or dumb. And with these animals, I just think that there's really not that much going on. They know when there's food, and sometimes they don't even hide. Like this guy right here, or girl I should say, doesn't even hide from me at all, which is awesome, but she also seems like she doesn't even know if I'm present. So it kind of seems like if she was in a situation where there was a predator, that would be her last day. It would be not a good day for her. And actually one of the reasons I wanted to do this video, mostly because it's super requested, but also to illustrate why I think that dumb pets are actually sometimes better pets than the smart ones. The dumb ones, I hate using that word, but that's what we're going with here, kind of like interacting or don't mind it as much, where most of my animals that seem smarter to me tend to mind. Now, this isn't always the case, but certainly with animals like WARTORTLE here, as I scooch her little foot, tickle, 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 seems like she doesn't care at all if I'm around. She's slow, she doesn't really mind, she's just kind of doing her own thing, and I like that in an animal. Now, here's an animal I don't show off nearly enough. This is a Burmese python. This is Thunder. She's a very good girl, a very good eater, and I think that she is in the smart category for sure. Just simply because she seems like she knows what's going on, and not just around food time. When I walk in the room, she's present, she knows I'm there. Even if she's got a big lump in her belly because she had a rat the day before, you can definitely tell that this animal knows what's going on. So for Thunder, my Burmese python, who's gonna get to be a big old girl, I would call her smart. She fits in the smart category for sure. When I look at Irwin, it seems like he knows what's going on. So when you look into his eyes, he seems like he actually knows what's going on. And I think that that's a really cool thing about Blue Tongue Skinks. And I think that's the difference too between my Indonesian, Irwin, and my Northern, Steve. Steve is, well, if I get him out, it's going to be with a glove because he's going to bite the crap out of me. He's just one of those animals that's super defensive, and Irwin seems like he knows that everything is a-okay. So I guess more than anything else, I think the docileness kind of makes me think that they're a little bit dumber than they actually are. With this guy though, you can tell he wants to wander around. I have to change up his enclosure all the time, and he thinks he can fly. This is a flying potato. I would put Irwin in the smart category. He's one of my favorites, and it would kill me to call him dumb. Whoever said you can't pick favorites between your pets never had a diamond. This is my favorite. He is in the smart category. We'll call him that. Simply because although he does derpy things like poop in his salad and try to bite my ear all the time, he is one of the smarter animals that I have. He's there, he's with it, he knows what's going on. The way that he navigates his enclosure and starts to tilt his head and see things, he's one of the animals I take outside all the time. And although I can do this, which, by the way, if you don't know, bearded dragons have a third eye on the top of their head. You can actually see shadows, or they can see shadows. If a hawk flies over, or a bird, even if it's like a blue jay or a robin, he seems to notice and kind of like tilt his head like that. But when I go over his head, he doesn't. So I don't know why that is, but he definitely seems to be a lot smarter than a lot of my other animals, and I think for sure, he definitely goes in the smart category. Plus, if I called him dumb, he would probably bite my ear a lot more than he does already. So Diamond is smart, and you will be too if you sign up for CuriosityStream. Today's video is brought to you by CuriosityStream. I love this platform. They've got an amazing series that just came out called Doug to the Rescue. This guy goes to disaster areas. He throws up a drone that has an infrared camera on it, finds stray dogs and cats and things like that, and basically saves them. CuriosityStream is basically smart TV for your smart TV, or whatever device you want, because you can use it on your tablet, your laptop, your phone, stream it to any device that you want. And the smartest thing of all, if you sign up today because you're a viewer of this YouTube channel, you can get an entire year for $14.99. That's $1.25 a month. You can't even feed a sea monkey for $1.25 a month. All you have to do is use the link below in the description or the pinned comment and use code WWReptiles to get your full year for $14.99. So for your ridiculously cheap year of CuriosityStream, head over to curiositystream.com/WWReptiles and use the code WWReptiles for your $14.99 full year of whatever documentary you could possibly want to watch. I don't know if I could do a video about dumb reptiles without talking about the derpiest and cutest reptile in my collection. This is LittleFoot, the first that I ever produced of any animal. This was what began the breeding for WWR before it was WWR. It was just some bald guy in his basement at that point. But either way, this is one of my favorites, and I think the dumbness is kind of a contributing factor to why I think that leopard geckos are so smart.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
I am shocked that these animals can live in the wild and not just die of starvation. Oftentimes I'll throw some crickets in there and walk away. I think that all the crickets are gone, and then I hear chirping.
You're Danish in a donut shop.
You're a cup of baby carrots.
In the middle of the night. These guys, they're just not great hunters. She is literally going to walk off the edge of the table. It's a good thing that my hand is still there. I think that they're beautiful. I can't say enough good things about leopard geckos, but in terms of intelligence, there are no Mensa members in the leopard gecko family. So smart, absolutely not. Cute, yeah, very cute. And these guys, one of my favorite things about leopard geckos, by the way, is how cute they are when they lick water droplets off of things. I do give them standing water, but the intelligence, I guess, if you want to call it that, which is probably instinct, to get their water from morning dew, or when I spray in the morning just a little bit, not enough to raise the humidity really. I think that is cool. So not the dumbest, but we're in the categories as pretty dumb. What a cutie though. All right, I got LittleFoot back out for the next one, but we're gonna talk about Atilla. And the reason that I don't have her in my hand is because she bit on me and peed on me. And anyway, I think she's really smart. She's very smart. She is one of those ones that if I have a thing of mealworms or crickets and I walk by the enclosure, I don't know how she knows. Maybe it's just a sense. Again, there's no scientific basis. She just kind of looks immediately, like she knows something's up. And when I go into the enclosure, she knows to go to the one side if I change out the water. And she'll look, she won't even hide really. She'll just go far enough away that I can't reach and just kind of realize like this guy doesn't want to hurt me. I just, you know, don't want to be grabbed by him. Okay, and the final one, the one that I wanted to show, the entire reason for doing this video, besides everyone asking me to do it, but also I wanted to show off this new reptile because I think these are ridiculously smart, so underrated SCHNEIDER skinks. You might know them as Berber skinks. There is an entire story of why SCHNEIDER skinks are called Berber skinks, although they're different things. Anyway, these guys are amazing. I will do a feature on the species if you hit the like button, and I know you guys want it. Leave a comment below if you want a special on these. My favorite. I co-have a pair. I got them as a pair from a subscriber. I am so happy to have them. Normally, I get a new reptile and I don't throw it on the channel. I have it on Patreon for a few months first. I got these like a week and a half ago, which is why I can't have them in this room. They're in the quarantine room, and I just couldn't keep it a secret. These are my new favorite to watch and interact with. I think that these will be definitely a staple on the channel. You'll see me holding them in the videos, especially the top 5s. And I think that if you're looking for an animal that is small, because you want something that, it doesn't matter if it's fragile, you're very careful by nature, but you want something that is handleable and not dangerous to you. Something that even if it did lash out, which I can't imagine in a million years that these skinks would ever do that, even if they did, they can't really hurt you. I can't say enough good things about SCHNEIDER skinks. And when I first found them, when I first realized what they were a few years ago, I didn't really have any interest, to be honest. I'm a blue skink guy, or blue tongue skink. I like pink tongue skinks, but I'm not really, I don't know, I'm turning into a skink guy, I think. But I never would have put these. They didn't even make my top 5 skinks list, which you can watch right here, by the way, if you like. I think that these guys are severely underrated. I apologize to everyone who asked me to put them on the list, and I said they weren't interesting enough. I was wrong. I was so wrong. And these are one of my new favorites. I would put these guys in the very smart category. They aren't afraid of me at all, but you can tell that when I first put them in their new enclosure, they were a little bit wary. I opened up the enclosure, and the guy I got them from said when he does that, he never has issues. They just come right out onto his shoulder. Now they do that with me, but for the first few days, they were very cautious. So you can tell, although they're trusting, they have enough wherewithal to realize we're in a new environment, we don't know what's going on, and whether that's instinct or not, I really kind of think this entire video, all of these animals, I'm judging them on their instincts. But to us, personification, which is what we do with our pets, they seem smart or dumb. I wish I didn't use the word dumb the entire time. Just not smart, we'll call them. So there you go. Those are my dumbest and smartest reptiles. What do you think? Is there something that I should have talked about, should have added on the list? Let me know. I can always do a part 2 if you want. I appreciate you guys if you hit the like and the subscribe button. Costs you nothing and helps this channel immensely. And speaking about immense support, thank you so much to the Patreon supporters. You guys knew about the skinks a while back. I got something else today as of filming this that won't be on the channel for 2 or 3 months. For as little as $1 a month, you can know about that animal as well and get extra videos. This video is early, all the videos are early, discounts on the merch, and you get your name on my face at the end. So I think I've rambled more than I should have today because I do videos twice a week. That means I'll see you on Monday.